No med school and no MBA. How I got into medical sales without any of those two. It's a pretty big myth, or at least it's a common myth, thinking that you have to have an MBA or go to medical school to do medical sales. So my name is Manny. I do neurosurgical medical sales. This video is going to be for 20 to 25 year olds just because I'm in that range. And I want to let you know that it's totally doable to get into medical sales without having any experience. You don't have to be a nurse. It helps if you're a nurse. You don't have to be a doctor, but it helps if you're a doctor. You do have to have these next skills if you want to succeed. So the first skill that these are completely all my experience. So I want to tell you how I have been self-sufficient. Although I'm pretty young, I showed the experience that I'm pretty self-sufficient and I can be organized when it comes to organizing my time. So if college, by the way, just graduated, have my BBA in marketing. I don't have a nursing background. I don't have medical background, but I do have a BBA. And that's the first thing is you don't need a degree, but most of these jobs require you to have a degree. I've seen other people get in the industry with, having a bachelor's in something, but they do have some experience. There's a scrub tech that was in the military for a while, and he became a neurosurgical device rep. So there is those opportunities. Being organized and being self-sufficient is probably a good skill to have. Skill to have is having tough skin. It's scary. You're gonna be scared. That's part of nature. It's part of human nature, being scared. But when it comes to going into these surgeries and going inside of this operating room, you have to have the ability to turn that fear into excitement, or just get through that fear without showing that you're scared, even though that you are. That's like one of the reasons why I'm talking about this, because I know other reps starting off, they don't know what they're doing, or they don't know how to do what they want to do. So going into it and learning is probably the best way. Don't be too scared, and just having that bravery and being confident enough in your skills and the things that you've been learning to trust yourself and help the team. The thing is also collaboration. When you go inside of a surgery room, it really helps to have that emotional IQ. I forget what it's called, but there is a formal way of saying emotional IQ, and it might even be just emotional IQ. But when you walk in, you have to understand and read the surgeon, read the room. Are you able to stay in that room? Are you able to ask questions? You are potentially helping them, also supporting. So for me, when I go into a room, instead of saying, hey, I sell your Mayfield, I sell this, I like to say support. I support your Mayfield, your different products that you have here. So then I'll say some disposable items. And I work for a distributorship, so we carry a lot of things, and I think that's another video that I can do. Distributorship versus working in the corporate. I haven't worked corporate. I've worked for a distributorship, and I love it. Another skill that will be beneficial for you to have is having the ability to learn quickly and learn fast. Also, being able to explain that, so teaching that. So if you're your personality type, you like to teach, I think this might be a good role for you. You can learn something and then teach it to the nurses, teach it to the scrub techs, teach it to even the surgeon sometimes, explaining some things that maybe they didn't even know that was a thing, because they're not focused on your product. They're focused on saving a patient's life. They have other things that they study. They don't study your products. That's your responsibility. That's your job, trying to understand why they use what they use and why yours might be more beneficial, or even in some cases why yours isn't as beneficial as the one that they're currently using for the procedure they're using. So being able to have that knowledge and being able to learn quick and teach is a very good skill to have. And I think that might be the final thing, is being self-aware. Being self-aware of what you don't know, being self-aware of what you do know, being self-aware of where you're wanted, where you're not wanted, because then you can organize your time better and more efficiently, and where I want to do more sales, where I want to spend my time at. And it's kind of, I forget the dude's last name, but his name is Jacob McLaughlin. Sorry if I butchered that name, but he says a lot of times, which I listen to his podcast. He's one of the few guys out there who's, you'll know his name. He's out there on social media talking about what being a sales rep is like, a medical sales rep is like. But he mentions this job is kind of a relationship based, and I think every sales job is. Understanding, it's what relationship you have with these customers and who wants you there and who doesn't. It's like having a relationship with a partner. Do they like me? Do they want me there? Should I be there? And the ones that don't like you and don't want you to be there, and you probably shouldn't be there, and they don't like you. I mean, your time is spent better elsewhere. And if a hospital does not want to have you, or a clinician doesn't want to have you there, then you should think of it like, okay, I'm sorry. You can keep checking in and trying to break in, right, in those different clinicians. But some of them are just, they won't want you there. And it's probably for a good reason, just the way that they run things. And you just got to accept it also. You can't force something that isn't meant to be. So that's why he goes back into a relationship where it's you have to force it. It's probably not right. And I totally agree with that. It's better to back off and leave those doors open for when an opportunity does arise. They know that you weren't that pushy rep, that annoying rep, that rep that just wanted to get in so badly. Like, there's other accounts, there's other places you can go do that. Your time is spent better elsewhere. So being self-sufficient, being self-aware are some pretty good opportunities and skills to have. And I know I said that was the last one, but also being a good worker and having a good relationship, and having a good relationship with yourself, with your family, with your friends, with your partner is probably huge. It isn't a skill, but it's more of a lifestyle. This is a hard job, and this is demanding job. So you do have to understand that before going into it. And I can talk a little bit more about lifestyle and what type of lifestyle you live, because medical sales is one of the jobs that pays the best. Not just about money, but lifestyle, effect. You also have a pretty good value out of your life. I mean, I value my life pretty well. So there is a lot of room for opportunity, and there is a lot of chances to be better. So 3 places to network, and if you wanted to get started somewhere, it'd probably be those 3 to try to break in, and also working on your skills, and maybe just trying to get an internship somewhere. I didn't get an internship at all in college. I didn't have, people ask me, what internships did you get? Dude, I got nothing. I mean, I was working at selling advertisements for my university, and I did that for around 6 months before getting promoted to a manager. And I applied to be a manager because I wanted more responsibility, and I wanted to see how much responsibility I can take while doing school. So I graduated with magna cum laude, and I graduated with honors, and then on top of that, I graduated a year early. So I did a lot in a short amount of time, and I proved to myself that I was going to be able to do a job this difficult. And the last year of college, I also did my current job. I started as an associate, and then after being an associate for around 6 months, I became a rep, and now I manage all of my territory. And I've been doing good, and I've been going out and learning more on how to do this job, because there's still a lot more stuff that I don't know. If you've liked this so far and you like these type of videos, leave a like. Please subscribe, because I know that people are watching. I see the views. We're slowly going up, which is nice. And I graduated college, so I have a lot more time to do this full time. And I will be doing this full time. So if you have any ideas or you want to learn more about what being a medical device rep is pretty early on, I mean, I can try to help as best as I can, because I am one of the few, and I understand that my opportunity is very rare. So I want to documented and just document it. Just document it.